We'll be continuing with chapter 13, surface area and volume, question number 2. In this given diagram, there are two solids combined together. Here, this one is a cube and this is a hemisphere. So, the dimensions are given. The cube has edges of 5 centimeter. So, a cube is something like a 3D image of a square on all sides. So, the edge will be the same everywhere. So, it's 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter everywhere. Length, breadth, height. Then we have the hemisphere. Hemisphere is half of a sphere. If you cut a ball into half, it will give you two hemispheres. So, anyway, the diameter of the hemisphere is given. So, if this is a hemisphere, right, this is a hemisphere, then if this kind of dimensions are given, if this whole thing is marked and given a dimension of say 4.2 centimeter, then this whole thing makes up a diameter. And if from the center point to the top, if this kind of a dimension is given, then it would be your radius. So what is given here is the diameter, the total diameter, right? So if the diameter is 4.2, then the radius would be half of 4.2. So let us see what the question is. The question says that you have to find the total surface area of this solid, this new solid that is formed. So the new solid is a formation of hemisphere and a cube. So the total surface area would be equal to curved surface area of the cube first plus curved surface area of the hemisphere. I've just written HS, so that will be the hemisphere. But remember one thing. When you're adding the surface area of both the solids, then either this region will have to be deducted, or from the cube side, the same region will have to be deducted. It's the same thing. Why? Because we're already considering that surface area on the cube, right? This surface area of the hemisphere, this region is already covered in the region for the cube. So we'll have to deduct it from the hemisphere side, or else it will give you some extra dimensions, which is this whole region will be doubled. We don't want that to happen, right? So we will have to remove from one of the formulas, we'll have to remove this section, which is in this case the hemisphere. From the hemisphere part, we will have to remove this section because it's already added in the cube, because it's already set up on the cube, right? So that section will have to be deducted from the hemisphere. So for that, it will be minus the surface area of the base of what? Hemisphere, right? So we will go with the formula CSA of the cube, which is the curved surface area of the cube. But you know that in cube you don't have any curved surface. It's all the, what do you say, flat surface, right? So instead of curved surface, you can call it the total surface area itself. In cone, you have a curved surface. In hemisphere, you have a curved surface. But in cuboids, you don't really have a curved surface. You just have flat surfaces. That is why you can just call them the total surface area. Not a problem. Total surface area of the cube will be calculated. It's the same as the formula for a cuboid that we discussed before. 2 into x into y. In this case, x and y will have the same dimensions. So 5 into 5, 25. Plus 2 into same thing. Instead of x and y, it's y and z. So 5 into 5, again 25. The same thing here, 5 into 5, 25. Look into the cuboid formula, you will understand why it's 2 into 25 plus 2 into 25 plus 2 into 25. So this is TSA of the cube plus curved surface area of the hemisphere. What is the curved surface area for the hemisphere? So for the curved surface area of the total sphere, it is 4 pi r square, right? And for a hemisphere is half of the sphere, so it should be divided by 2, right? So that minus this base region. So what is the base region? The base region is a circle, right? So this circle's area will have to be deducted. So what is the formula for a circle's area? It is pi r square. So calculate it further. So 25 into 2 is 50. So 50 plus 50 plus 50. This is for the cube side. Plus 4 divided by 2 is anyway 2. So 2 into pi into r. R here is supposed to be this distance. But what we have is the diameter. Half of the diameter will give us the radius. So we will take half of 4.2. Half of 4.2 minus pi into r, which is 4.2 divided by 2, the whole square. Here this was supposed to be square. Yeah, I've forgotten to put that. So the total calculation, 50 plus 50 plus 50 will give us 150, plus the calculation should be done for this part. So the 2 and 2 cancels out. Pi is 22 divided by 7. 4.2, sorry, if you cancel out this 2, the 2 again remains because it's 2 into 2, because it's square, right? So it will be 2 into 2 here. So that 2 still remains. So 22 divided by 7 into 2, 4.2 into 4.2, because that is still there, minus 22 divided by 7 into 2.1. Why 2.1? Because 4.2 divided by 2 is 2.1, the whole square. So after calculating all of this, you will get around 163.86 centimeter square. Remember, the dimension is important. Why is it centimeter square? For that you will have to come back to this formula part, right? So here, as I told you, 2xy plus 2xz plus 2yz, right? So xy, yz and zx, those were these edges, 2 of the edges each and every time. So it was centimeter into centimeter plus centimeter into centimeter plus centimeter into centimeter with some constant number, which here in this case is 2 into 25. So it was 3 times centimeter square, which will still remain centimeter square itself, plus CSA for the hemisphere. Now for the hemisphere formula, it is 4 pi r square divided by 2. Here pi, 4 and 2 are constants, so forget about them. But this r square here, r has a dimension of centimeter, so r square will have a dimension of centimeter square, right? So it will be centimeter into centimeter again, which is centimeter square, right? Then coming to this minus surface area of the base. For that we have the formula pi r square. What is r square's dimension? Centimeter square. So it will be again plus centimeter into centimeter. So it will be plus centimeter square. Now when the constants are added, you get another constant, which in this case is 163.86. And then the dimension that is left will be centimeter square itself. So that is why we have centimeter square as our dimension here. Now this question is done. So this is your third question. This diagram that I have drawn here is supposed to be a rocket. This rocket has to be painted on the surface. Of course, you paint things on the surface. So this surface of the rocket has to be painted. So what you have to find is the area that has to be painted, which means you have to find the total surface area of this whole rocket. So what you observe here, this new solid is a combination of cone and cylinder. So when you see these dotted lines are there, but you cannot see them because this is a 3D image. What you can do is you can keep a cylinder, right? Cylinder, and then on top of that just place a cone. That will give you a better picture of this. So we have to find the total surface area of the cone plus the cylinder. So let us see what we have to do. So another diagram is given here. This is not exactly the top view, but this is the diameter of the base of the cone and the base of the cylinder. So for the base of the cylinder, they've given the diameter as 3 centimeter. Remember, it's the diameter given, not the radius. In most of our calculations and formulas, you use radius, right? So for radius, you'll have to divide the diameter by 2. But remember, in most of the example problems here, diameter is what is given. So you'll have to be very careful with it. Anyway, we are discussing here the base of the cylinder and base of the cone. So base of the cone is given as 5 and base of the cylinder is given as 3 centimeter. Then the next thing that is given is this 6 centimeter, which is nothing but the height of this cone. This height right here is 6 centimeter. Then the next thing that is given is the total height of the rocket. The total height is given as 26 centimeter. So these are dimensions given and we have to find the area to be painted. So for the total surface area of the rocket, you have to be very specific about the total surface area of the rocket, because it can be total surface area of cube and cuboid also, because cube and cuboid does not have a curved surface. So you have to be very careful while mentioning all of these things. So to find the total surface area of the rocket, what do you need? The curved surface area of the cylinder, of course, curved surface area of cylinder plus curved surface area of the cone. Again, what you observe here is cone's curved surface area includes both this curved area and the base. And also for a cylinder, the curved surface, this region, and the base is both considered while finding their surface areas. So what we have to do is, we have to remove this cylinder's one of the base areas. Down we'll have to consider, but here on top we don't have to consider. Why? Because that does not have to be painted, right? You cannot go inside of the base area and paint that region. You can't do that because already the cone is placed on top. So you can't paint that region, so that will have to be deducted. So what we can do is minus CSA plus CSA minus the base, one of the bases of the cylinder, minus one of the base of the cylinder, right? So this will give us the total surface area of the rocket. So now we'll be doing the calculation. So curved surface area of the cylinder, the formula is, we'll have to rethink about the formula again. So you see here, curved surface area of the cylinder, that only includes this curved part. Okay, this whole region will be the curved part, right? This base is not a curve. It will be just a surface area. So when you're writing this formula, curved surface area of cylinder plus the base area of the cylinder will have to be included. This part will have to be included. So anyway, with the formula, so we go to the curved surface area of the cylinder. So for the curved surface area of the cylinder, the formula would be 2 pi RH. Why is it 2 pi RH? Because 2 pi R is the circumference of the circle, which is this. This ring type of the thing is called the circumference of a circle, which is 2 pi R. When this 2 pi R is multiplied with height, you get this whole curved region. This curved region of the cylinder you get as 2 pi RH plus the base area of the cylinder. What is the base area? It is a circle, right? So this circle will have to be formulated, and that is given by the circle's area. What is the formula for the area of a circle? It's pi r square. That is why we have mentioned that here. This was for the cylinder. Now we'll come to the cone part. Now cone is only curved surface area of the cone. That is it, nothing else. So the curved surface area of the cone is given by pi rs. What is pi rs? Pi into r, the same thing here, pi into r for the circular kind of position here, and s is the slant height, which means it is a part of the sphere, but a hollow part of the sphere. We will learn as we go on, but right now pi rs is the formula that you'll have to remember for the curved surface area of the cone. Curved surface is this whole curved surface. It does not include this region. So what you have to do is, in the formula again, go back to the formula, reevaluate the formula. You only have included the curved surface area. What did you have to include? The base area itself. The base area of the cone was not included, so you have to include that as well. So it will be plus. What is the base area of the cone? If you observe here, it is a circle again, right? So circle here, for a circle, what is the area? Pi r square. So pi r square again. But remember, this radius here and this radius here is different, so I'll just mark them differently. Okay, I'll put a dash on top of it for you to be comfortable with it. Next, so let us get to the radius, the height and the slant height everywhere. So firstly pi, then r. This is for the cylinder, right? So for the cylinder, you see, this is 6 centimeter. This whole thing is 26, which means that the cylinder is only 20 centimeters in height, which means we have found the height to be how much? 20 centimeter. Now for the radius, this 3 centimeters is the base of the cylinder, right? If the diameter is 3, then the radius is how much? 3 divided by 2. So the radius should be 3 divided by 2 the whole square. 2 pi into 3 divided by 2 the whole square into height also we found, so 20. So this is for the cylinder part. Now for the cube part, plus pi into r. This r is for the cylinder. So go back to the question. This 5 centimeter is for the base of the cone. So this is the diameter. We need the radius. So pi into 5 divided by 2, because that is the radius for the cone. Then the slant height. So for the slant height, you have to do some calculations. I told you, right, in coordinate geometry, how do you find this slant height? You use the Pythagoras theorem. So if you want to find the slant height, and this is the radius, and this is the normal height, so S is equal to square root of h square plus r square. In this case, the h is your 6, so it will be 6 square plus, what is your r? You just calculated it, 5 divided by 2. So by calculating this, you will get the slant height. So by calculating, you should get around 6.5 centimeters. So now this 6.5 centimeter will have to be put into the formula here, 6.5. So that is also done, plus pi into this r dash square. So what is this r dash? It is for the cone. So 5 divided by 2 the whole square. Now you see, get back to the question here. This base was calculated, right? But do you think this whole base will be painted? No. For the cylinder region will be rejected. The cylinder region is already covered, right? That is already covered by the cone, so that cannot be painted. So this will have to be deducted, which means from the cone, the cylinder part will be removed. So to remove that cylinder part, minus the base of the cylinder will have to be deducted. So for the base of the cylinder, we have a circle. What is the area of a circle? It is pi r square. So pi r square. In this case, r is for the cylinder. Now this whole thing, the whole calculation with this r is supposed to be base of the cylinder 3, so it will be pi into 3 divided by 2 the whole square. This is what will have to go here, right? After calculating all of this, you will get around 195.4 centimeter square. I've already told you why it is centimeter square. Just calculate this. If you get 195, then your answer is right.